Okay, so this is PlayStation Plus Free Games episode 6. This is Lord of the Rings War in the North. This game is awesome. It came out in 2011, October 2011. It's a free player co-op game. It's about a 10-hour game. It's very linear, but it's extremely fun to play through it. And like enemies drop really cool weapons. So let's get right into it. So you can pick from 3 characters. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. You got the dwarf, the elf, and the dwarf, the elf, and I have no idea what it is. Then you got the ranger, the mage, and the warrior, I guess. I'm going to pick the ranger. Yes. Launch the game.
Of the great war of the ring, many songs have been sung and many tales told. The names of heroes like Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn the King, and Frodo the Ring Baron are greatly revered, and rightly so. Yet Sauron's grasp stretched much further than the lands of Gondor and Rohan alone, and his forces might have done great evil in the north of Middle-earth, had a handful of heroes not stood in his path. Their stories, too, deserve to be told. Pay heed now to one such tale, which begins here in the town of Bree, just a few short days before Frodo arrived on his quest.
Aragorn. Eredar. Well met. And in company with Andriel of Rivendell and Farin of Erebor. An unlikely trio to find walking through the doors of the Prancing Pony. You were at Sarn Ford last I knew. Do you bear news from Halbarad?
Yes. Grim news.
I feared it would be so. Quickly, tell me what has happened, but keep your voices low. There are unfriendly ears, even here in Bree.
3 days passed. The guard at Sarn Ford was attacked by 9 Black Riders. We were overwhelmed, and the enemy passed into the Shire.
This is worse than I imagined. I know these riders. It is from Mordor they come. Our folk had not but to stand against the 9 together. How bad were our losses?
Very bad. We tried to resist them, but they were surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread.
There is more you should know. After the rout, one of the Black Riders met with an ally, a man of great malice and power.
As our master commanded, I have stirred up the orcs of the mountains. Even now I have a force gathering amid the ruins of Old Fornost. Return at once and prepare your forces. We will have need of them soon. My orcs will be ready. These lands have known peace for too long. They will soon feel the Dark Lord's wrath.
If this Agandaur has a force at Fornost, then our position grows all the more desperate.
But why all this force against the peaceful halflings? It can't be the enemy sees them as a threat.
I will say this much. There is a hobbit of the Shire who should be coming this way with a great burden. If it falls into the hands of the enemy, it will mean doom for us all. Now this hobbit is adrift on the road with enemies all around. I must find him before they do. And I need you to help me keep him safe.
You are my chieftain. I will gladly do whatever you command.
I'm a part of this now as well.
Then we three are of one mind. How can we aid you?
We must reduce the threat from the enemies gathered at Foremost. Travel there and do whatever you can to keep the enemy's eye turned towards you and away from the Shire.
Perhaps we will have help in this task. Eladan and Elro here were in the north when last I heard. Any gathering of the enemy is certain to attract their attention.
Good. You could find no better allies than the sons of Elrond half-elven.
I hope we meet. But with or without help, the enemy will be kept busy. We'll make sure of that.
Yeah. It's quite a long intro cutscene. So this is the gameplay. It's basically a third-person hack and slash with RPG elements. You can talk to people, kind of like a Mass Effect thing, but with not that many choices.
Bree is a pleasant enough place, but the people here mistrust my kind.
The camera sensitivity is a bit weird to get used to. You can go with this mirror and change your appearance, which I don't bother with because I'm not that big on customization. There are so sometimes there are like you play gameplay for like 2 hours and then you stop at this like town and then you play for another 2 hours, you stop at another town, and sometimes there are like mini side missions. So this is one, for instance.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Got my head in the clouds, I guess.
So you can pick some dialogue choices.
Gloomy clouds, I'd say. Is something troubling you?
Oh, no, it's no trouble. Not really. It's more like, well, I'm in love.
I see. And who is it that you love?
It's Idona Bellflower, my childhood sweetheart. I always thought we were meant for each other, but her father doesn't like my prospects. He's arranging a match with the blacksmith, Edmund Brushwood.
And she agrees with this match?
That's just it. I'm not sure. I always told her how much I loved her when we were children. It was all a game back then. Then we got older and it got so much harder to say.
You should tell her how you feel before it's too late.
I want to tell her. I do. Look, this locket belonged to my mother. I want to give it to Idona as a token of my love. But the chain is broken, and Edmund the blacksmith is the only one in town who can fix it. If I take it to him, he's sure to suspect something and turn me away.
Why not let me take it to him?
Yes,
Yes,
that's
we get it.
Edmund would never suspect.
I
So
will
you
take
get the
her along.
idea.
Wonderful!
Very well. Never fear.
You can do it for yourself. So there's also like a gambling thing here, riddles. There are a few side missions, like a side mission over there. We'll just quickly do this side mission. I can't remember, I haven't played this game in like a year. I have it for the Xbox. R1 is run.
Hello there. Ranger, are you? Let me guess. You've sprung some rivet or busted a blade out there roaming about.
I have a locket with a broken...
Let's see.
You are correct. It is pretty work.
I see. Well, it couldn't be simpler. There you are.
I thank you.
Blah 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 blah. There you go. Also, you can also there are some shops around here, so you can go to the blacksmith, repair your weapons. There's like a shop here where you can buy stuff.
Welcome. It's always good to see a ranger in my shop. Are looking to buy or sell? I have some things that might interest you.
So there's stuff you could buy. You can buy like armor, bow and arrows, stuff like that. I don't mind anything. This game has, well, depending on what difficulty you start on, I think I'm playing on normal, but you can go to like, then play through it again on heroic and you get better items, and then play through it again on the hard difficulty and get even more better items. Let's go and show you the combat, because that's the main part of the game. So you go across the whole of the north. This game has probably the best bow and arrow combat that I've played. The combat is just so satisfying. I get maybe it's repetitive, but it's...
This is foremost, yet I see no sign of the enemy.
These ruins could hide a large army. We might even now be under the gaze of unfriendly eyes.
Well, we came to provide a distraction for Aragorn, and what better way to do that than walking in the front door? Let's be about it.
So you can have two-handed weapons. You got you got the bow. You also have, how do I do it? I remember you have. So you have a skill tree, so you can. It's quite a bit. I mean, it's a good, fun hack and slash with RPG stuff where you pick up items, level up. Good 10 hours of just fun combat, satisfying combat, and you can play through it again as like the mage. Let's go for the combat. And then, so you see, they've got like that little yellow arrow above their head. You press Y and it enters into this crazy combat, so where all your attacks do more power, and they look a lot more flowing. And you start going into this crazy flourish, and it's super satisfying. And the AI could be better. So you can break barrels, get money in them. This game probably got overlooked quite a bit, but it's really good.
Find the archers.
Good bow and arrow. And the bow and arrow stuff is really good. Really satisfying. Especially once you get more skills. I don't even have any skills at the moment. You don't have unlimited arrows. You have a little count on the bottom. Is that Noah North doing the voice of this guy?
Oh no, God! There are yet more of them!
I leveled up. So, there's also a level up thing here where you can put stuff in the skills. You've got willpower, which is mainly for the mage. Dexterity, which is better for my character. Strength, better for the dwarf. And stamina, which is good for both of our characters. So, dexterity. Let's put one in everything, I guess. Skills. Let's go. I'm gonna do this one because the bow is quite really useful. So I can do like a charged arrow. So you got your skills down there. Charge the arrow up. Fire. Does like triple the amount of damage. Yeah, you got heavy and light attacks. It's actually pretty cool. Limbs come off and everything. I do use mana for the skills. There's no real point to block though. But like New Game Plus is really difficult. There are also, I believe, some they all have their own unique talent. Like the mage can get herbs off the floor and make potions. The dwarf can bash weak walls down, and the ranger can pick up stuff left behind by other rangers. And there's a chest right here. Loot in it. Hunter's bow. Bronze horn. All that stuff. That's good for selling. And you can get pretty good stuff at the shops. It's just really fun. It's like, if you just want to have some fun, play this game. Because it's a quick, like, 10-hour fun game. And you go to some pretty cool locations, even if it is very linear. There's another chest. That's that. You can trade. You can use shields. I prefer two-handed weapons in this game. Like, she could pick those herbs up if I was playing as her. This game has 3-player co-op, which is pretty cool. But I don't really play co-op. I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything else? I don't want to go in there yet. I believe there's something over here. So you got to explore a little bit. You can find chests. Let's check the infantry screen. How do I do that? Here, infantry screen. So you got, there's my headpiece there, shoulder piece there. I put them on. They do appear on the character, which is cool. Bows. That's a better bow. Equip that. I can't use this. I can give it to... I believe I can give it to... How do I give it to? I can give it to... the other two guys. There's a shield. Shield at the moment. And you can equip... You can dual wield, which is pretty cool. You've got 2 rings you can put on. You can put a necklace on. All the standard RPG stuff. So you do have to explore quite a bit. The locations are just really cool. Not at the moment, but later on. Ah!
Is everyone unhurt?
These ruins are not sound.
We must find a way out of these pits.
If I was the dwarf, I could bash this wall down. I played through, on the Xbox version, I played through the dwarf and the ranger, and I still prefer the ranger. I'm not really a big fan of mages. That's like a checkpoint. Massive damage. Like it's a game.
But deadly all the same.
It's a game that just gets better and better throughout the game. Ah. There's no real point to block. You slash for enemies. Quite gory. Yeah, that's a big part of the game. So you deployed that bubble and you just stand in it to get healed. You'll be doing that a lot. It's kind of an auto-aim feature for the arrows. So this game definitely has the best bow and arrow that I've played. No game can compete with it. And Dwarf has a crossbow, which is just as good. If I was to say anything, sometimes these sections go on a little bit too long. Because the animations are really fluid. Ah. Yeah. So there are also parts of the game. There are like the map. Can you see the map from here? The map. Okay, that's good. So you go across like the whole of. I don't know my finger. You can go across the whole of it, and at some points like you'll get to like a camp, and you can also go and do like challenge arenas, which just basically they go on for like ever, and you just gotta. You can get some achievements there. You can get like the combo achievements there if you want. But they're a cool little distraction, I guess. If you think it may be a little bit boring, play it and you'll probably really like it.
What creature could be making those cries?
And it definitely gets a lot cooler later on. And I'm going to stop it here, so you have to play this bit for yourself, and I'm going to cut when I get to a bit that I want to show you. Okay, so here's the part I want to show you. There's parts in the game where there's like, you know, you finish a big battle, you get lots of stuff, and you want to sell it, but you can't. But wait, you can. You can go up to a wall and sell your stuff to it. And that's a really weird thing. It's really convenient, but it's a really weird thing. So you can sell your stuff. I wouldn't sell these because you can put these into your weapons to make them have effects. You can get fire weapons, ice weapons, stuff like that, which is really cool. The boss battles later on, well, boss battles-ish, but like, there's some massive enemies that are really cool to fight. And I believe you can go back to town. But the good thing is, you don't have to, you can instantly start back at that wall, which is a really cool thing. Then you go back here, sell your stuff, buy stuff, upgrade stuff like that. It's cool because you do meet different characters across the way. So I believe I got. I can't use the axe. I believe I can put the shield on. So you can have shields. Got the shields. I've got a mini dagger. See if I can.
Welcome.
Notice we had like single-handed weapons. See if we can buy those two. I just want to show you this. So the mage uses a sword and the mage staff, kind of like Gandalf. Press one button. I believe. No, it's wrong one. Right there. I can't put it there. Oh yeah, I'm a dumbass. You have to get dual-handed, I believe. Yeah, no. Unlocks dual wielding or one-handed weapons. So there are, I mean, some of the, so you got like attack enemies all around. So it's like a spin around attack, a wide arcing attack, a rush attack. So you got a bow and arrow can shoot like up to 3 arrows, I believe. Shoot fire arrows, stuff like that. So this game, in conclusion, I would say definitely. Would I buy a PlayStation Plus for it? Maybe. I would, because I really like it. It's definitely I've played for it 2 times before, so of course it's a little bit boring now. But when you first play it, the combat is really satisfying and really, really awesome. And it just gets better the more you play through, because you go to a really cool location. I don't want to spoil it. And so you can level up. You've got quite a few levels. You've got New Game Plus. There's quite a lot here in like a small package. It's got free player co-op. You can play with your friends. It's got split screen, which is cool. It's got no add-ons, which is a shame, because I'd like an add-on to it. It's a shame it's not free roam, but that's the nature of the beast. I have no idea if that goes with this or not. But you know, it's actually really fun. And there's some cool boss battles. Like, there's a point where you gotta like hold out at this really cool location. I don't want to spoil. And there's side missions where you can get unique weapons. The weapons are pretty cool. They look pretty cool, especially later on. You get cool looking armor and stuff like that. So that's Lord of the Rings on and off. Maybe, if it was me, I'd buy it for PlayStation Plus. But I've already played it. You might like it, you might find it a bit boring, but depending on like, that's weird. Update. That's really weird. But it gives me time to talk. But if you don't like, I normally don't like hack and slashes. I hate hack and slashes. But because it's got those role-playing elements, where you can get cool loot across the way, it definitely makes it a lot more enjoyable. Just with those, just basically making it so you can loot stuff, makes the game really worth it. You go for New Game Plus, get more cool weapons. Go for New Game Plus, get even really awesome weapons, and you feel like a badass when you're playing it. And the locations are really cool. So that's it for Lord of the Rings, on and on.